Hi again, Joella May here. Part 2 of day 49 of Dr. Joe Dispenza's guided meditations. I got a phone call, so when I'm doing a video, it cuts it off. I don't know how to edit to splice it together, so that's why we have a part 2. I'm still not into all that technical stuff yet. And I was just giving you some more cleansing and sage love. There you go. Don't forget to like and subscribe at the bottom. Joella May. Thank you. Sucks when I get cut off like that and have to make a 2-part video. Because then I know the first one doesn't have the proper closing. Yeah, today is gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. I'm loving the clouds and the sun and all the flowers at the rest stop. They're so beautiful. There's orange lilies, there's yellow lilies, and they have some, I just can't remember what those other flowers were up by the restroom area. They were purple. And I forget what the red ones are called. I might do a little video of the flowers before I leave. If I get the energy to get back out of the car. We'll see. Emotional processing can be so intense. With this emotional process, I almost feel like I'm on a setback, but I know I'm not. Because by tomorrow, I should be good. I will be good. This is just the aftermath when the shock sets in, situations and circumstance there's no plan yet. Gotta figure things out, but it's not my plan to make, but I'll be involved. So no, Sage. It's always good to keep a stick in your car for emergency purposes. Okay, time for some holly. Let's see if this makes me feel better. Of course, this is the Bach holly. It's a little different. Do I know if it affects me differently than the one that my herbalist gave me? I have no idea. One, two, three, three and a half, four. Yep, going through that quickly. I'm just glad I had it with me. Oh. If I can get through this, you can get through this. Everything is a process. It's just learning how to take it in, understanding it, and accepting it, breathing it out, neutralizing it, alchemizing it, and then continuing on with life through the next steps. So you're literally watching me process. All over again for a totally different reason that I can't talk about yet. Because, it's not directly affecting me this time. So so many things in this world. This situation, more than anything, just reaffirms patterns and loops. If you don't deal with something, it's going to come back. And every time it comes back stronger. It comes back more resilient. It comes back more in your face. Until you deal with the situation. Directly, indirectly, around you, about you. The situation will continue to come up until you fully healed that part of yourself. You know, when we made our commitments to come into these bodies, we came to you know, break chains and become the change maker. You know, break the chains, break those generational patterns from the traumatic cycles that get stuck in the bloodlines. We're here to break those chains and be the change maker of the family, so our families can grow and flourish. I feel like the hollies. There we go. A little burp. So tapping always helps. Just a little bit. Yeah, it's crazy when we get emotionally distraught that we forget about the little things that we do that can make our bodies feel better. Like, probably putting a little water on my neck would be a good idea. Because when I was getting tension from the situation yesterday, it made all the difference. I put a wet towel around my neck, and it took it pretty much within the hour. All my tension was gone. It was so cute. Oh my goodness. Because my niece was watching me, and she likes to mimic everything I do. And I had taken a single ice cube and wrapped it in a napkin to put it around my neck so it could sit there and slowly melt. And then at one point I set it on my head. So she did the same thing. And then I went away to go talk to my sister or something. And then she came back in the room. And her whole face was soaking wet. I'm like, what did you do? She's like, well, I wanted to feel better, so I wet my face. And I'm like, yeah, I just meant like a few drips here and there, honey. She was drenched. It was adorable. But that's how much to heart she took it. I'm like, you little sponge. You little sponge. I mean, that's just a perfect example of how much we influence the ones around us. Like, truly. How much we influence the ones around us. Our words, our actions, our daily doing things that we... And this is why I love doing these meditations so much. So I don't live my life unconsciously, you know? So I have intention. Because, you know, we can sleepwalk through life with our traumatic patterns and our survival mode and not even realize we're doing it. And that's why I do these meditations every day, to keep myself in that, to keep myself awake, to keep myself aware of the patterns and cycles and things that don't serve me, that don't do good for me or the ones around me. And wanting to teach them good habits or better habits. Even if they take it to an extreme, it's all, it was still good. It was cute. But, it's a valuable lesson, because it teaches you, taught her not to take it that far next time, you're testing your limits kind of thing, but it was in a soft, gentle way. It's not like she harmed herself by wetting her head like that. She felt like, what I do, I overdid it. I'm like, oh, honey, and it was so cute. And I kept a smile, and I loved her, and I hugged her, and I told her how adorable she was. I'm like, you don't need to do that much, just a little bit, and it's all you need. But yeah, it was pretty interesting how it affected me, for the reflection of it, to remind me, about how much we influence the ones around us on a daily basis, just by the way we walk and talk to strangers. Even, little ones pick up on these things, like, seriously. It's so strong and intense. I keep getting distracted because of all these people. I'm not used to doing a video with people around. Part 2, I don't know how long part 1 was. I hate when I get cut off like that. But yeah, I guess for today's takeaway would be, stay in your awareness. Take the initiative to stay in your awareness. Make it a habit of waking yourself up every day and putting yourself in that conscious, reflective mode, so you can see your actions and reactions of the things that you do in this world. Because everything you do has a ripple effect to someone else, whether you realize it or not. This is simple things. I put an ice cube on my head. My niece drenched her head. We need to be awake to these factors of what we do in our lives, because, everyone will copy you. Someone will always copy you. I mean, not everyone. Someone will always copy you and what you do and how you do things. And you might not notice that they're mimicking you because they saw you do it, and they're just searching to do something different because they're looking for answers. Everyone's always looking for answers, even if they don't know the questions to ask. The questions are still around them. Even if they don't express the words, the questions are there. Question is always there when someone is in survival mode, when someone is in pain. That question, how do I love myself, is always there. So when you walk around in this world, express to this world on how you love yourself. And that's what I work on every day, is working on expressing to this world how I love myself. And that's what I was showing my niece by being aware that water releases pain. It's an element. When you use elements, you can use any element to relieve pain or discomfort. It's just like, perfect example, breathing exercises. That's an air element. There's also water involved because you have saliva in your mouth. So you're really using 2 elements when you breathe. Just like, when I light my sage, that's the fire element. But it's also the earth element because I'm burning earth to make fire, right? So I'm using 2 elements right here as a calming effect. And then I'm breathing it in. So when I'm breathing it in, I'm actually using all 4 elements. And that's why it's so effective. Because when you breathe, you're circulating air and water through your body.